My blessed YouTube family and friends. It's a girl, Miss Bev, out in the backyard. Just touching bases with you guys and to just let you enjoy my voice for a minute. It's a beautiful day right where I am. Sun. Let's look at the golden sun on top of these trees. It's beautiful, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Golden. So I just came out, guys, because I know today the grass got cut and I shouldn't be out here, but I'm out here because you know what my message is today? For us to just learn to adapt and try to overcome. Let us adapt and overcome. There's so much things that are against us, and if we sit back and let them take control, now what's going to happen to us? We will not have a life at all. So because we know those things are out there, what we need to do is just to figure out ways in which to handle them so that in the end we can at least give ourselves a little chance. So no matter what it is, guys, is it your job? Sometimes you go in and you love the job, but the people who are in charge, they're different. They have different experiences. They have different backgrounds. And so it will just seem like they're pushing against you at every turn. Carla Louise are growing up now. So again, as my therapist had said, we cannot expect from others what they do not have to give. So why not learn to adapt and overcome? Because if you don't try to adapt and you keep fighting, again, you're going to be changing jobs often. Because every time you go somewhere, you're going to find things that are just so against your beliefs, against your experiences, and it's going to be hard. So what will we do? We will adapt. We will survive, right? We will fix ourselves in a position where we learn to ignore, where we learn to be successful regardless. We have families. Some of us will be married into families, so they are different. And you might love your partner, love your partner so much, but family values are different. So sometimes you have to meet halfway, right? Because you cannot expect people to live the way you live, do the things the way you do them. You want the same outcome as if, you know, it's going to be different. So you learn to adapt. You learn to accept and appreciate. You learn to have good conversations. You learn to meet halfway. You learn to smile often. You learn to use those positive words. You continue to live so that they can see the reason why they should come over to your side, but also be prepared to adapt to some of the things that they have, some of the way they do their foods, some of the ways they raise their children, because none of us are perfect, right? But if we can learn to adapt, we're going to overcome. And we're going to fare out much better than if we just throw in the towel, walk away. I can't do this. I can't bother with that. And then we are left to deal with things by ourselves, which becomes harder. So you figure it out. Figure out the things that will make sense. If it's just you, it's a different scenario. Do you have children? That's a huge adaptation. So you can overcome and you can be awesome people for the children. So whether it's relationships, whether it's a job, whether it's your own family sometimes, let's just learn to adapt until we can overcome it. We have children in school. They go to school and they're trying their hardest to be the best them they can be. But then you have that handful of interesting kids who are just there to suck the life out of the kids who are trying. And so you encourage your children to adapt, learn to listen a lot. Just listen, have nothing to say, just listen. Figure out how to manage and try to overcome, because it's not going to be forever. One day it will happen. Like this week is graduation week, and you make sure that you get into a school where they're not going, and so you can overcome the travesties, you can overcome the negatives, you can overcome the bullying, you can overcome the put downs. Even with teachers who are biased, you can overcome the biases, because you have teachers in the classrooms. Don't think that because they're teachers and they take an oath that they are nice. Don't think so. A lot of them are very, very biased. Very biased. You know, I probably didn't look at it until my brother and we were talking early tonight. And we look at, but for me, for some part of it makes sense, but for me, my look at things when I provide pencils to my students, it was not about to enable them to be lazy or to not be prepared for the world. My giving it to them was looking at the fact that a lot of them come from homes that are not able to provide basic things for them to come to school. And I always say to them, I'd rather you come and I give you a pencil than you stay home and your parents say they don't have it to give, and so they keep you home, because that makes the whole situation worse. So I always provide a pencil for them so that they can get the work done, because it is the work that gets done that is going to be assessed and is going to tell the whole state that they're capable of something. So that is my take on giving them a pencil. But my brother was explaining it in another way. As he said, some people, they do give kids things. They know the kids are not going to take care of it, but they hand it to them because they want them to feel like this is what life is. Don't work hard. Don't be prepared. Don't come to school prepared. Just wait for the handout, because when they get older, they get jobs. If they're not prepared for work, they're not going to have a job for long. But it's a two-way street, because I really, really gave pencils to my students in order to have them get work done. I don't want them to come in and waste time and say, well, I don't have a pencil. And you say, go find one. And then it takes away from their learning, because now if they leave the class, they probably go into the hallway and hang out. They probably never return to class. And that's what they want, to not be in class. So we pick our battles, we learn to adapt, and in the end, we learn to overcome. Those people who have traveled from their countries and come to this land of opportunities, it's not easy. But when you come, understand that you must adapt to the ways of this country. You cannot come in this country and sit back and say, well, that's not how we do it where I'm coming from. No, you can't do that. You have to adapt to their ways. You have to learn their ways because you came to their country. And because you came to their country, you must. There are kids who would sit in the classroom. They're not getting up to do the Pledge of Allegiance. They're not doing, no, but you came to their country. You have to understand that. You can't walk into somebody's country then sit back and say, I'm not doing. Teach your children to adapt and so they can overcome. When they're independent and go back to their countries, they can do what they want to do. But when you come to people's country, remember, you have to think. You have to think. In order for you to be successful, you have to adapt. Nobody's telling you to give up your cultural beliefs. But when you get out there, when you get to the schools, when you get to the public places, learn to adapt. Learn to be respectful. Learn to understand that you came. And because you came, you need to appreciate what they offer. And if you cannot, then maybe, you're in the wrong place. So my people, tonight I'm giving thanks to my voice. It is not strained. It is much better than it was yesterday. I'm just out here. The callaloo is springing up beautifully. We have some tomato plants. And so we're giving thanks. I'm just right here in the back garden. I'm not going up to the other one because, as I said, the grass was cut today. So I didn't want to really walk too much out here in it because I'm allergic to cut grass as well. The little particles does create a problem. So just be good to yourselves, guys. Adapt if you must, because that will help you to overcome. Good night. Take care. Jet, I see you. I thank you. To my members, Jet again, Ernestine, Narissa, Miss Benji, AG, thank you so much. I have 6 people, the J. Jordan, and of course, Queen Clark. Thank you guys for your contributions to the channel. Remember, I used to use the funds to help my students because I'm no longer in the classroom. That funds, when it comes, it doesn't come every month because you have to make at least $100 in order for you to get paid. So if I only made $60 one month and then $45 the next month, they will send the 100 plus. Whatever you make over 100, the threshold is $100. So as long as the ads, you watch the ads and don't skip them, it will help to, it helps the revenue. If when I go live, people do super chats to support, then that goes towards the revenue. So once it gets to 100 or more, then they will send me a check. The check, when it comes, it will go to support the Blessing Soup Kitchen. So guys, be good to yourselves. Love, love, love all of you. And just take good care of yourselves. Remember, adapters become overcomers. Bye.